Hello Feng Shui Nation. In today's video, we are talking about the kinds of water to use in Feng Shui and when do you use them. Water as an activator or as a placement is one of the more famed practices when it comes to Feng Shui. I mean, water itself is in the name, Feng Shui. Feng is wind, which is qi, and then shui is water, which is one of the elements. And it is no surprise that all Feng Shui enthusiasts and even Feng Shui masters are so enamored by the water element when it comes to practicing Feng Shui. So what do I mean when I talk about kinds of Feng Shui? Now there's yin water and there's yang water. Yin water is non-moving water, and normally, especially where Flying Star Feng Shui is concerned, yin water is what we use to remedy the number 7. And the number 7 is usually the one that triggers mishaps, illness, stress, loss, petty people, and all that. So yin water is the one we use to calm down that energy, because the element for number 7 is metal. And what does water do to metal? It weakens that. So that's when we use yin or non-moving water. Now, yang water is where all the manuscripts and the textbooks and the poems and the, since the olden days, thousands of years ago, water has been the biggest focus in the practice of Feng Shui. I mean, the name Feng Shui itself, right? Feng is wind and shui is water. So water takes center stage when it comes to all the elements that are involved in Chinese metaphysics. So water, most of you guys know, is usually synonymous with activating wealth, activating money. And again, that's one of the reasons why water is so popular in Feng Shui, because everyone wants to be financially prosperous, right? So when it comes to moving water, there's also natural moving water and there's also man-made moving water. The more powerful, if I should say that, the more powerful moving water would be the natural moving water. So we're looking at rivers and the lakes and the sea. Whether or not that moving water is auspicious or not auspicious, we also look at the direction. Where is that? Where is the water visible from your home? Visibility is a really big thing in Feng Shui. Whatever you can see will impact you. So when you're looking for a house, or if you're looking for headquarters for your company, you need to see if there are any visible natural water forms. Okay, and that will ultimately determine what kind of energy will come through and also impact, especially financially, your experiences in that space. Now, external environment is not something that we can control, right? We're not Mother Nature, we're not God. What if you're already at home and you have water feature where you're not supposed to have water feature? Now, remember when I said visibility is key? You can always block your view from it, right? Either tall hedges or put up walls. And I know this is, I've had a lot of people, this is a big point of contention between me and a handful of people in my groups, where they say, Safrina, the water makes me feel really good, but you're telling me it's bad Feng Shui. Yes. The water making you feel good about your home is a totally separate thing on whether or not it's good Feng Shui, right? So I'm not going to delve further into that, but that is also to say not all homes can have a water placement. Safrina, I want to put a fish tank. Safrina, I would love to have a fountain at home. Safrina, I want to have like a future waterfall in my office. Then you need to look at the permanent energy of your home. If we're talking about classical schools, such as 玄功大卦, flying stars, 6 methods or 6法, then we look at the permanent energy, and that is based on the period of your home or space, because this applies to corporate spaces as well, or retail spaces, right? The period of your home and the compass reading. Depending on which school of Feng Shui you're following, for instance, Flying Star, the energy shifts with every 15 degrees on the compass. In Liu Fa is also every 15 degrees. In Xuan Kong Da Gua is actually every 5 degrees and even less than 1 degree, depending on how laser focused you want to be. So the compass reading is really, really key here, because that will determine ultimately, well, that and the period of your home will ultimately determine if you can put a water feature. Now, I know I'm not really answering your question, because you're probably thinking, okay, Safrina, can you just tell me where I can put my fish tank or my fountain or my waterfall? I can't, because you have a different layout, you have a different period, and you probably also have different compass reading. Only once we have that information can we do our computations, do our calculations about the Feng Shui blueprint of the home, and only then can we see if this house can actually have a water placement, and if so, which directions it would be. Unfortunately, my friends, that is how proper Feng Shui is done. There is no generalizations that everyone can have water in the north, everyone can have water in the southeast. There's no such thing. And I came across someone who said, who mentioned the term copy and paste Feng Shui, and I said, oh, that's amazing. Can I start? I asked for permission to start using that, because there is no such thing as copy and paste Feng Shui. You can't. Whatever I did in my house, it can't just transfer to your house, because you have a different blueprint, you have a different layout, you have different structural issues, right? Or structural formations inside the house. Where's your door? Where's your window? And stuff like that. Every house is unique. But one thing that I want you to take away from this video is that if you want to put a water feature, right? Your kids are saying, "Mommy, we're bored. We want I want a fish tank," right? My biggest advice for you is to seek a properly trained Feng Shui consultant. I know a lot of consultants claim to be classically trained, but they're not. They're still doing fast food Feng Shui. So you really do need to do your research, okay? Either they're properly doing Flying Star, or even better, if they know Xuan Kong Da Gua or any of the other schools that are more advanced, then they can do more proper water placements for you, right? Water placement in Feng Shui is not something you should DIY. And if you think you want to save money because you don't want to pay for a consultant, trust me, I've heard from many people, and some of you guys out there watching this have probably also tried DIY Feng Shui, especially in putting a water feature, and a few weeks and months after that, you're seeing the negative results from it. Trust me, saving those few $100s is not worth it. It's better for you to not put the water just to be safe, and save up and get a proper consultation and get it properly done. And then you put your water feature, okay? That's my public service announcement for that, because I know everyone wants to activate for money, but that is just something that you need to invest in, because the right Feng Shui information, unfortunately, in this mainstream media where a lot of the stuff is really just bastardized and diluted Feng Shui information out there, invest in a properly trained consultant so they can advise you properly. It will be one of the best things that you do for yourself. And even with water features, even with my clients who can put a fountain in their home, I still tell them there are certain years and even certain months that they can't have it there. Be very, very careful with water. I know everyone, all of us, we want to activate for wealth, and we think water is the only way to do that from a Feng Shui perspective, which is not true, by the way. But since we're talking about water here, I'm just going to stick to that topic. many of us, we really jump the gun when it comes to water placement. So I really urge you, where putting water is concerned in your home, do not do it yourself. Invest in a properly trained consultant so that you don't put yourself in harm's way. Now, if you like what I shared today and you have not subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get all notifications of new videos uploaded, and I will put out new videos every Thursday. Hope to see you soon. Welcome back, Feng Shui Nation. If I am new to you and you love classical Feng Shui, meaning real Feng Shui that gives you real results, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, because I will be giving new videos every Thursday, and make sure you don't miss out on that.